All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for The Summer Hikaru Died, episode 11. Wow.
Oh boy.
Bombshell last episode.
Heads in a shrine.
Oh yeah.
So son,
Murder Village.
it's time to have the talk.
Oh, so you're going to tell me about,
The birds and the bees?
becoming a man and all
I
that?
really don't want to have the
no,
birds
your
and the
mother's
bees.
going to do that one, you know?
I don't want to have the birds and the bees talk, Dad. That sounds really awkward, and okay, no, it's not that talk. Oh, good. So we live in a murder village. Could we have the birds and the bees talk
Shoto
instead?
the fucking mate dad, you know?
No.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that was a long time ago, right?
For some reason, my son doesn't want to talk to me anymore.
For some reason, when I
feels
told him we
distant.
needed to expand the shrine, it's just for
Right.
updating it. But yeah, we did make that part a bit bigger, the shelving space. We made it a little larger. He was like, "Why are we doing this, Dad?" It's like, "Well, the shrine's just getting a little run down and we gotta make it a little bigger."
But Daddy, how did you make these carved heads so lifelike? 3D
I
imaging
didn't-
hasn't existed, only for the last few years.
I didn't make these, son. My father, my grandfather, my great-grandfather, and his great-grandfather, and all of them before.
And someday you too.
Someday you too, yes. Don't worry, that's when you become a level 7, enlightened.
The occultist or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Then you become a part of the head carving ceremony
Right.
and stuff. For now, you're just an initiate. But when you're 12, we'll upgrade you to the next level,
No. Just, no.
See, I'm just telling you, reality is stranger than fiction. You read up on some of these, cults and things that form up around, very,
See,
backwater areas and stuff, and it's like, oh my god, they
This is-
indoctrinated their children with what?
this is why I like cutesy, fluffy, slice of life and comedy romance anime. Because you don't have to,
Well, truly abandon reality to where everything is really light and happy and fun, yes.
hey now.
So yeah, then also just Yoshiki has to emotionally deal somehow.
What
with all
else is
this.
new?
What
the
else
sky
is
is
new?
blue. His life is pain.
Yeah. Hikaru showed up late the other night,
Doesn't really remember it.
and he was fading, and
no, that was
saw
just
the
in-
light within Yoshiki.
Yeah.
And wanted it desperately, and it was warm, and as his hand came
Yeah,
toward
no,
it and
no.
shed the shadow on it.
Listen.
And then was like, wait, no, this is wrong. I can't. And it's just
Bye.
oh, and then even Yoshiki's like, wait. He's coming to say
You
talk to me
showed
about
up-
something serious,
you
and
showed
then he
up in the
goes,
middle of the
"Oh,
night,
never
you
mind,
seemed
it's
concerned."
nothing."
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean, bro? What do you mean?
I can't.
Yeah, I can't. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into this. The door.
The door can see into your mind.
自分から話しかけるん何年ぶりやろ、
Yeah, Dad.
父さん
Oh, geez, you know what I just realized?
What?
His parents' marriage is on the rocks for some reason. I'm just saying, it's probably because they both know about some stuff.
Do we tell the kids about the murder village part or no? I think we should. I think we shouldn't. We really should have talked about this before we got married.
We should move. We should leave. No, we can't leave. We can't leave. And it's no, we should. There's all kinds of really great things
So
that have
stressed right now.
it be something that's nice and simple, where maybe only one of them knows about it.
Oh, sure. Well, yeah. Right. On top of the murder village thing, it could totally just be regular family marriage troubles or whatever.
Yeah, totally.
But also,
But also,
all those times that your parents told you growing up, you've got a good head on your shoulders, and now you're like,
yeah. Oh, Indo's sin. Okay. The farmer's head. Oh no. Oh my gosh.
God. Okay. That's the storybook that they use to indoctrinate the kids or teach them about it.
Or to maybe normalize it.
かっこええのにさ
I know, man.
Yeah, it's
They
rough.
are always like way cooler. Haha.
You will be.
Don't win. Oh. Oh. There was a point when he was just.
Oh yeah.
So, okay, let's talk.
あのさ、ヒカルのお父やんのこと聞きたいんや。
Yeah. We're going straight to it.
大昔何したん？罪って何なん？
Oh.
調べた。今の俺に必要なことやから。
俺と公平で自分らの息子にまで背負わせたないと。
Oh, so they were trying to do right by them.
Okay.
やから俺は早うユキ姉と結婚したい。
Oh!
またユキちゃん。
Oh, yeah!
一回も振られたのに。
Oh, goddamn.
インド家ではな、大事な人とは早う結婚して家に入れろって言われとんねん。俺がユキ姉を守らなあかん。インドの若当主の奥さんが疫病で倒れてお首様になってな。
Wait. Wait.
What?
Okubi.
若当主は山入って妻の首を捧げたんやけど、何をお願いしたと思う？妻を生き返らしてや、首ならどれでも持って行ってええからって。
Oh.
Oh, no.
生き返った。
え、なわけ。
その日のうちに村の3分の1が開始した。
Oh!
族の首を切って自殺。馬に頭を踏ませるとか。振り返ったら首がないとかもあったって。もちろんインド家は死者ゼロ。生き返った妻だけは生首のままやったから、その日の夜には死んだんや。
That was the vision that Yoshiki had of someone just holding a woman's head.
減ったっちゅう話。
Ah, and that's probably the desiccated head.
Yeah. Maybe. Maybe.
いくら
It
首
might
を
be too
捧げた
long
と
ago
こ
for
ろで
that.
特に何も起こらんかったらしいから。
どこまで本当なの？
Who knows? Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
でもその妻の首はまだ残っとるで。
Oh! It is.
ヒチさん言うねん。
Yeah, you're right.
もうどん中に置いてあるで。世話なあかんもんやし。俺らの子供とかにも伝えなあかんことやし。
インド家の男はだいたい5年おきにヒチさんを持ってあの山に行く。
Well, thank you for sharing all that. Dang.
出てこやんように頼む。これがインド家の罪。公平は死ぬ前、儀式を自分の代で終わりにしたいと上役と揉めとった。みんなの思うようなもんやない。儀式は無意味や。
Okay.
その先に事故死や。
An accident, huh?
Yeah. Huh. We've got our system for disposing of people already built into the towns anyway.
どうやった？
この村にええところが一つものうなったと思ったな。
Wait, are they more alike than...
似てて嫌になる。
Oh!
お前は俺には全然似とらんからな。
Wow. Like he's reading his mind.
優しいところを持っとるから。父さんより立派な人間になるよ。
Oh!
それ、母さんに言うて。
Yeah, she'd love to hear you.
で、母さんとまとめ
Yeah. What's
Yeah.
going on?
怖いんや。そのうち。
No, don't lie.
居場所がなくなりそう
No,
ださ、居場所ってそんなに大事なんか？
Yeah, it is. But not...
自分に足りんかったもんに癒しくなる。満足に食えんかったやつは食に癒しく、愛に飢えたやつは過度に愛されたがる。
Whoa, yeah.
居場所に執着するやつは居場所がなかったんやろな。
Uh-huh. Yep.
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 花さんとな。
yeah.
なあ、父さん、
気に呼んでええよ。
ありがとう。
Why was this so wholesome?
たくさんの人の命を捧げられとったらしい。俺はそういうもんなんやって。
Oof. Oof. Oof.
取り込み中？いや、今日麻婆豆腐やに。
Ah,
あんたは好きでしょ？
nice.
インド家の罪は村人を犠牲にして妻を生き返らせたこと。
Notebook. Write down.
この辺りは昔から疫病が多かった。
Oh, cool,
Okay.
cool.
資料にも書いてあった。あれが大量死を境に落ち着いたと。多かった汚れが減ったってことや。やけどそもそも光る。
Ooh.
汚れを山に引きつける飛来神役なんやから。
Okay, okay.
Ooh.
大量死の
The math ain't
それ
mathin'.
まで
Yeah.
野様は何しとった？願い事は叶わんかった。
それはお願い。
願いを叶える。それがわからんと
Maybe because it was the head of someone, it was precious.
ごめんよ。お綺麗な絵や。
What?
地獄のスケッチ。1519年。
Oh, the chills I got.
Okay.
That was so cool.
自分のエゴで大量死を引き起こしたんや。
よしきの音やに聞いてくれたんやな。
おらんからな。他にヒカルの音やんとな。
Nobody knew him like he did.
ヒカルってどんなやつやった？
どんなやつやったって。
俺んせいでヒカルの体に傷がついて嫌やろなって。
お前が弱っとるんは半分になったせい。やったらこれ返す。
Whoa.
そしたらお前もう言いたい思い。
Whoa.
戻したところで元に戻るかわからんよ。
Sure, that might just be like.
永遠に失われてしまうかも。元ヨシキに刺されてまうかもしれやんや。
Okay, it's not funny. It's not
Yeah.
funny to joke about.
刺さんよ。
Yeah. 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 You.
ヒカルは
Oh, and Hikaru can tell. He's like, oh, I shouldn't have joked about that.
やつやった。
Okay.
今日は苦手。
It's just raw energy and chaos.
Yeah.
敬語が使えやんから。でも後輩には好かれとった。 ヒカルを好きな女子がおるって噂が何回か流れた。その度いつ告られるかとそわそわしとったけど、大体みんな別のやつと付き合う。死ぬ前は B 組の斉藤さんが気になってたな。スターマスターのリンシャンに似とるから。
Wow.
He really is a manga character.
俺みたいに悩まんし。
Wow.
彼は泣かへん。泣い
Wow.
とるんを見たことがない。本当は泣きたかったんやろうか。
You might be unlocking
Sure.
parts of him that he had like repressed or
Pushed away,
suppressed.
ヒカルに。
会いたいよ。そりゃ。
そら、そうよな。
一さんの時のことを覚えてやんのか。
覚えとるような。
Yeah, could you give me something more for the notebook? It'll help, you know.
首痛いんか。ヒカル。何？
Oh.
Nah. Why do we gotta do this show?
これ逃げなあかんやつよ。
Yeah, yeah. Oh no, yeah. Yeah.
And then he's back to normal. Oh, no, he's not.
Oh my god. Okay,
なんか全然気持ち悪い感覚がない。
what's going on?
そうか。ヒカル。
Whoa. 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 The voice reached him because of how, like, close
maybe.
the connection was. Somebody's just like, it's not my.
もう
大丈夫や。
またお前のこと。当たり前か。化け物やもんな。
Oh, that's why he was reading the children's book. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No.
He's
We
leaving.
stay together now.
人間の光の形をしとるから受け入れられとったんや。あいつにやって居場所があるはずなんや。
Right, if you've never had a home, it's what you crave.
あれよな。
Whoa, what was that?
Someone with an umbrella.
I think I saw something and it was like a tunnel, like the one that they were talking about earlier. I have to go back and look at that.
ぼーっとしてんの。風くれ。
What's going on?
Was she the one who saw it?
ヒカルくん。混じり物になるってのはね、あの世のものから干渉された時にその要素が混じってまうことなんよ。私の息子と一緒。 向こうとの境界線は曖昧になって
Okay.
汚れがものすごい寄ってくる。
魂は分かっても命の価値はよう分からん。分からんでもええ。人間にならんでええって。
Oh.
よしきを傷つけたない。やのに最近は時々
弱った動物が凶暴化するみたいに本能的にな。この子は恐ろしい。下手したら全て壊してしまう。
俺が山戻ったら
No, 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 no.
そうすれば汚れも減って全部元通りになる。
でもね、
She's
根
like,
本的な解決に
yes, but not really. You know.
平気。
Oh,
化け物なんやから。
so I don't deserve any of this. Yeah.
You're also a weakened monster, so that could actually go bad for you.
No, no. Obviously, it's gonna go bad for him, but yeah.
ヒカル君、消すのは無理でも体から引き剥がすことぐらいは誰とも苦しませるくらいなら。
No, 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 no. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. No, 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 no. Good. Oh,
今日は帰る。
some fucking restraint.
Okay.
Oh,
Alright. Yeah, take a nap.
yeah.
この世に生まれてきっと1年足らず。あまりに酷や。その甘さがもっと大きな不幸を招くんよ。でも、 ヒカル君のうちにもきっと待っとる家族がおる。
俺のことが分かったとしても俺が化け物やってことは変わらん。人間になりたいわけやない。居場所が欲しいなんて傲慢やったんや。
What? Wait. That was like a T-Rex footprint.
ヒカル？あらもうどうしたん？風邪ひいちゃうよ。
Yeah. Mapo tofu. Remember?
おかえり。はよ入り。
Oh, she knew, like, immediately what to say.
Yeah.
Tadaima. Yeah. Oh, my
This
heart,
show's
y'all.
hard, folks.
My heart. Oh. I love the way they bookended this episode with the family focus.
Yeah.
Like, and obviously we had some drama to pull Hikaru and Yoshiki apart for a bit of time, but man, there is something about the way that humans crave belonging that just wrecks me emotionally.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like, wait,
'Cause
I've like,
we all do.
well, right, we've all had that, but I feel like I've never really craved belonging out of a sense of not having it.
Okay.
I've only ever like wanted more of it, you know?
Okay.
I've never been starving for belonging. But the trying to imagine what that would feel like, that's devastating.
Yeah.
Y'all,
Okay,
I need a nap after this one. This one
Yeah.
was emotionally draining.
This show
Oh.
has a knack for that.
Yeah.
And it's incredible. It's technically amazing. And why? Why do you have to do it?
Like they gave us so much
get
catharsis
it.
this episode,
Uh-huh.
and yet they also somehow dragged our heart across a bed of thorns and
Yep.
just broken glass.
I didn't need
Like
it.
it
I
was
didn't need it.
it was awfully painful. And I think part of it is just that there's something about the way Hikaru and Yoshiki's relationship is one that's so tied to their own individual emotional status as well. Like we're not really getting to see them share their feelings with each other as much as a typical relationship story would.
Right.
Because of how much of it is their own suppressed pain that they don't want to burden the other person with. And so then to have the catharsis moments in the story be about people that don't want to burden others with that. And yet, by their own repression, by their own issues, they've actually ended up burdening them with another issue, which is all the broken pain and relationships. Yeah, it's
And
just,
the thing is,
cycles, man.
So, okay, I'm gonna make a comparison to
Ooh, sure.
if this were a romance story that did not have the supernatural horror yokai elements.
Sure,
right?
sure.
then the characters having these kinds of struggles, I would be very frustrated by in like a genuine way, because it's like, hey, come on, just fucking talk to each other, right? But the thing is, because we're dealing with a bunch of supernatural shit and all that, and the levels of trauma are so high that, like, I get it.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
They're afraid. They're scared.
I totally get it, right? Like, all of the
they're barely
things
holding on to their sanity.
Exactly. All the things that the characters are coming up with, I would say are very reasonable.
Very reasonable.
Right? Like Hikaru being like, maybe I should go back to the mountain. Yeah.
He's
like,
brought that up before, but
right.
it was kind of like a passing, like,
exactly.
Well.
Like, that is a very legitimate thing to consider, right? Kurobayashi being like, maybe I should, okay, if he's weakened, maybe I should try and just, do something here, right? Like, I'll save the kid, right? Like, but no, don't do that. Don't do that. That's a very bad idea. Like, that's,
Yeah, it's the thing of where that's not your decision to make.
Right.
That's really not your decision to make.
Yeah.
And so the idea that she held back, even though the, like, memory and almost specter of her, like,
her
of
son
kid
was like,
being like, this is going to cause more pain down the line. And
Right.
she's like, yep, nope, I get that. But that's still, it's not what we're going to do here.
And sometimes, Yoshiki,
Yeah.
you do need to call for help, even if there's other people nearby that could get hurt, right? Now, I get it, right? Like, it's the way that it was the immediate, I can tell that this is different, yeah, I should run, right? And he does.
Right.
But then he hears people downstairs, and so it's the, I just got to sit here. That took the horror and the dread to
a whole new level.
Yeah,
this is the guy that was brought so low earlier that he was ready to kill Hikaru and by extension then kill himself probably.
Right.
And so now it's the, well, you know what? Let's just see what happens. Maybe at the very least he'll only take me because he clearly is interested in me for some reason, and I was stupid to think that it was anything more than just this monster's cravings. And it's belonging. Right.
Yep.
No, it's just this thing is hungry and it needs food. And I loved the way in which the dad set this up so perfectly by mixing the three cravings of food, love, and belonging. And the human beings, we crave what we don't have enough of. And that's it's very true. But the idea that it's also you crave the things that you are going to desperately need in order to survive.
Right.
Like, you want the things that you don't have enough of, basically. Sure. But craving, that's a carnal, like, you need to sustain yourself with these things.
That's how you really can tell if it's a want or a need, right? Like, it's the,
Right. Obviously, there's a special subsection for addictions and all that, but this is more of the thing of where, from Yoshiki's perspective, he doesn't know if Hikaru hungers for him, if Hikaru loves him, or if Hikaru's craving just the sense of belonging that came from just, this is the person that gave me a sense of belonging. I remember that. I don't understand that feeling, but thus I'm gravitating towards him.
And I gotta say, as far as ways to take the, in love with a character that's also a monster and might want to eat you, but also kiss you, and like, what's the, like, I feel like adding the sense of belonging in there really does a lot for making me be able to be invested in the dynamic as a whole, because it's something where there is a need that is there regardless of this particular person, right? That way it doesn't feel too similar to, like, the, obsessive, abusive partners or whatever, right? It's able to represent something a lot healthier, I think.
Right. It's the ways in which when you go back and you read Twilight 10, 15 years later and you go, wait a minute, Edward, what are you doing? Yeah. It's the thing of where that was just hunger and love or lust or what have you. But then if you add that third thing of belonging, it's like, that completely changes the dynamic.
Yeah. And so you still have all the usual issues, right? With, a dynamic like that being explored and everything. But the fact that, one, it really does feel like another entity than Hikaru, right? Like Hikaru doesn't even remember a lot of the times that stuff like that happens and whatnot. Yeah. Like, that on its own is something that I very much appreciate.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, it doesn't even come up that often, right? Like, and that's one of those things where it's like, okay, yeah, maybe this is working, right? Because this whole existence is new for Hikaru / Nonaki, whatever, right? Like,
Sure.
And so the idea that, yeah, it's only been a year. That being said, like, in that context, yeah, Hikaru's doing great, right? It's just the question of what's the tolerance level, right? Before, it's too much. So
Yeah, there's a lot of really cool real world parallels you could draw here with the ways in which you could have someone having a crisis of some kind of physical or mental
Sure.
or what have you kind of thing, and because you don't have necessarily maybe an immediate solution with regards to professionals or pharmaceuticals.
yeah,
or
you
what
don't have
you.
a safe environment where they can be properly rehabilitated / habilitated
Right.
for their
You-
new life.
You basically have this minor amount of suffering that a lot of the other people that are wanting to help that person basically take
Say,
on the burden of.
yeah,
and
we're
go,
willing to put up with
I
that.
can
That's
I
worth
can
it."
put
Yeah.
up with the time energy. I can put up with the emotional
Yeah.
stuff. I can put up with the financial stuff. I can put up
Sure.
with the kind of the I'll help kind of
Yeah.
practice with them to go through this process. And sometimes, yeah, you end up realizing I can't hold all this. I need to pass it on to somebody else.
Yep.
The idea that Yoshiki doesn't have the capacity to understand most of that, or like how to handle most of that, but he can at the very least ask others in a very clandestine way about like, okay, so what kind of tools do I have at my disposal to learn about this so that I can better, handle this burden I'm dealing with here? Because from his perspective, this is a miracle in that
Sure.
Hikaru died.
Oh, yeah.
This is all.
Yep.
This is all,
This is all
to use
gravy.
gaming terms, this is a rider on top of the Hikaru died effect that happened.
Yeah.
And that is done. There's no going back from that. That is it.
Yep.
Now, we have this thing that has basically co-opted Hikaru
Yeah.
and given us a facsimile of Hikaru to the point where, yes, he's pretty dang close for the most part.
And at the very least, he is a real person,
Right,
right?
he's-
Like, even if
oh,
he's
yeah.
not human, right? Like
That's
you
getting
know,
into
is
details
not
of what the
Hikaru.
soul versus the body is and all that.
But this is an entity with mind, will, and emotions, and a lot of the shit that you're seeing,
right.
Or you could say all of it, most of it, whatever, is genuine. Like,
Right.
it's not just some
But
facade.
it is not, when it comes down to it, and I love that they used the backstory of was it Kohei?
Yeah.
The other Indo, the
Dad, yeah.
dad basically, and then also Yoshiki's dad, to explore the idea of like, well, some people really know these people. So like the idea that his dad knew Kohei better than anybody else.
Yeah.
Yoshiki knows Hikaru better than everybody
anyone
else.
Yeah.
All those times where Hikaru's crying, that's not Hikaru.
Right.
All those times where Hikaru's craving and being afraid of being alone or not belonging or what have you, that's not Hikaru.
Yeah.
Because this is a different person.
Right.
This is not
It's
just a different...
italicized Hikaru.
Yeah, exactly. And that's really the meat and potatoes here is that Yoshiki knows that it's not Hikaru, but it takes, in a lot of ways, those moments where there's no physical resemblance for him to be like, right, this was never Hikaru. This is nothing like Hikaru.
Yeah, that reality check to make sure that he is fully aware of what he's signing up for.
Right.
Right, because regardless of whether or not it's, like it's evaluated to be too much or something that he can handle or whatever, he needs to be able to keep it separate in his mind that this isn't Hikaru. And so...
But that's so fucking painful to then just be like, right, he's dead.
Yeah, every time
I'm a
you see his
monster
head get cut off
researcher.
or whatever.
I am not.
Yeah.
I'm not hanging out with my friend anymore.
Right.
So then the joy that I felt of having the dad and Yoshiki actually talk, where Yoshiki's getting to hear the like, yeah, their sin was that they tried to bring someone back from the dead. We've got a bit of a mystery as to, then what was the original stuff that carried from before this, where there was all this hardship and stuff that does seem to be tied to the supernatural, maybe, that they then
was gotten rid
undid
of as a result
maybe.
of,
Yeah, exactly. So that's a mystery for another day. But there's a causal link that needs to be established somewhere in there. But for now, it's okay. Right. Hikaru is now basically a child that's lost their way and bringing a whole lot of baggage with them. And if you're going to basically have this child live in your house, you have to understand all the baggage that comes with them.
Yeah.
You know,
at some
who's
point,
their family,
right? Yeah,
who's their basically places of or people of belonging that basically come with strings attached to this whole situation here. It's like you're adopting a child.
Yep, and
their family that's really fucked up will come to basically be like, hey,
sure. Yep.
That's our kid.
Definitely recommend doing research into that if you want to just be educated about something that is heartbreaking and and
we're a bit
shares a lot of
familiar
similarities with this kind of situation.
It really is,
and I really do like that as like what's more of the parallel than it being like a romantic relationship thing, where it's there is someone who has been through hell and basically has that, like, you know, before they were a conscious person kind of early childhood trauma.
Oh
right?
my God, yeah.
That goes really fucking deep. And how do you deal with that, right? Like, because it will pop up in the ways that you don't expect at the times that you don't expect, and you know, how do you handle it and make sure that as little hurt is being done as possible, right?
And because Yoshiki does not have, because of the supernatural aspects, he does not have enough people to be a support structure for him. He does not have anyone to offload to be a support structure with him for Hikaru.
Exactly. And that's where it's the, like, hey, the idea of doing this, awesome, cool. You know, right? Like, you've got a shot.
More power to you.
More power to you. The fact that you've got Kurabayashi on this with you, great.
And then there's the motivation of, like, wait, maybe there's a way Hikaru can be
separated
from this in a way that could make the impossible possible. And it won't be through the way that the Indos did their sin of, you know, bringing back someone that ended up being this, like, Faustian bargain where it's just the head, and then, all the people die in such a way to bring some kind of karmic balance to what you asked to break.
And regardless, Yoshiki, of what the results are with Hikaru, of whether the thing that you're striving for can actually end up happening in some kind of permanent, stable sense, the things that you're doing now are good, right? Like that's
you're a good boy.
Good is being done, right? Regardless of how things go in the long run. Now, that's separate from the looking out for people's safety and all that stuff.
Yes,
right?
the practical aspect of you're still basically putting a bunch of other people in danger.
Maybe lock the sharp objects,
or at the very least, just lean on every person that you can that is helping you in the basic human needs. That the things that have nothing to do with Hikaru, just in the, like, hey, Yoshiki, do you have any other friends? Like, yeah, you do? Okay, you have a couple? Okay, make sure you're spending time with them.
Right.
Okay, you don't need to have your whole life wrapped around Hikaru.
Yeah, maybe, you know, have some time to go on, you know, coffee dates with Asako and be like, hey, so, you know.
So,
stuff,
stuff.
You know, like,
it'd actually be kind of interesting if that became a little bit of the drama as well, because let's pull back a little bit, right?
Yeah,
this creature is not in love with Yoshiki.
No.
So let's obviously, y'all, I understand how important this show is for representation and stuff with regards to this is a very real kind of allegory for a relationship between the two boys here. But mechanically, they are setting up the ways in which this is not actually a
definitely. As far as
same-sex relationship.
Well, right. As far as if the main
thematically
important thing was to have representation of the same-sex relationship. Maybe don't have the murderous yokai.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not bringing up that side
Okay.
of things. I'm talking about the idea that mechanically, what Hikaru needs is not love. He needs
Correct.
belonging.
Yes.
And what Yoshiki needs is not actually even just the
Yeah,
relationship.
not to have a boyfriend.
Here. It's he needs to have basically a he needs to basically have a proper grieving process so that he can go through what he didn't get to have, which was saying goodbye, clearing up his feelings that he did have for Hikaru who died,
Right.
and he could go through that process emotionally, internally, and it's going to help him grow
Right.
and become a more healthy, well-rounded person.
And the thing is, that absolutely will probably be something that happens over a long period
Oh,
of
yes.
time, right? Like,
Right.
it's an ongoing process that kind of is never done, you know?
Yes.
And you can absolutely do that with, italicized Hikaru, right? Like
Right.
that absolutely.
Right. But I wanted to bring up this because it's I think then you're bang on right with that prediction that there's going to be a lot of interactions that Yoshiki has with Asako, for instance. Mm-hmm. And it could be interpreted as am I being replaced? Are you hanging out then?
Sure.
And then it could have some fun parallels.
Oh yeah, then it's I also need to have friends.
Right,
like,
right, exactly.
Yeah.
And instead of it being something where, Yoshiki confirmed straight or what have you, it's not about that. It's we're going to be bringing more people into this dynamic. Because I thought by this point Tanaka would be helping them solve mysteries and stuff.
Me too.
And that's probably not even happening this season, you know? So...
maybe ever, given how ominous those internal perspectives we got were.
Yeah, it really depends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But with this episode, we're probably going to have things get a little bit worse before we get more people brought into the group.
Right.
Kurabayashi is very much helpful.
But she was this close to dying.
Well, I don't think she was just this close to dying. I think she was this close to fucking up everything.
Yes.
And so I don't like Kurabayashi in the amount of power she has in the story over these boys, and the idea that she's kind of just about this close to comfortable acting on her agency and power, irrespective of what their thoughts and feelings are.
And let's be real, that side of her, to an extent, is 100% commendable, because it's oh my god, there is a monster here that, will probably end up killing people, right? Has already killed people. There's only so far that I can allow that to continue before I end up being complicit in whatever kind of,
and again, it's the impurities that are going to basically be indirectly the result of, Hikaru's placement here, killing people and stuff. But
sure, that too.
But we also pulled back the whole curtain on the hey, you thought you got the full lore? No,
here's this. But
you got the 250 to 280 years worth of lore.
But there's also a sketch from the 1500s.
That was
awesome.
That was amazing, because think about it from this perspective. Yoshiki sees this, right?
Yeah.
He can physically see what's going on here. But that entity feels like it would be looking like that because of all the shit that it has clung to it from the Indo event, right?
Yeah.
But if it had all that stuff from before that,
that's curious.
That might inform a little bit as to, and I'm going to go on a really long limb here.
Okay, I think I can smell in some of where you're going with this.
Yeah. The idea that the reason why Nonaki or what have you is a lightning rod is because we've seen it as a town do that successfully, because that's already what it was doing before then. And so when
then it just reinforces it.
It just reinforces it.
Sure. How did they originally think to sacrifice a head? How does
exactly.
it...
Right. So the part that gets kind of maybe sad here, I would say, is that what that might mean is that the reason why Nonaki was not giving any wishes or anything there and was basically a quiet god was because this god was basically cloistering itself for the sake of everybody else and being like, don't Don't come here. I don't deserve any kind of like.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not where I thought you were gonna go. Okay.
It feels like it fits emotionally with where Hikaru as a character is headed.
Sure.
So that's why I made that. I said I'm stepping out on a long limb here.
Well, because
what did you think I was going for?
Well,
because you might have a better insight.
I said smell because I feel like I didn't really understand it, but I got a vibe.
Oh, it was the vibe.
Well, I don't fully understand it
gotcha.
even, right?
Gotcha.
But the distinction between, italicized Hikaru, right, the identity that it's gotten, and the being of instinct and hunger, right, that we see.
The lightning rod.
Yeah, the
mechanical thing.
Yeah, right. That having existed beforehand and then bringing that up, I think, is the hope that we have for italicized Hikaru being able to be separated from it, because that goes to show that there's like, it truly is another thing, right? It's not just this stuff that we did, right? But it's like it had an existence before this town or before those events in the town.
Right, but what we thought was that there was something that was purer that got corrupted by the people's stuff here.
Right.
And that still could be the case.
Still,
so we always
could be.
thought that there was a third kind of aspect to it. But the idea that it's not because of the Indo stuff specifically.
Right, they just made it worse and maybe gave it a stomping grounds, right? Like that's kind of where my mind goes with it. And so once
gotcha, because it went and
killed a bunch of
people.
the thing that the show's doing of being a yokai monster story while also being a relationship story, right? That means that in my mind, you don't want to have it ever be something where we say, hey, psych, we were actually just pretending it's not actually one of those sides of the story, right? If they did it's not actually a relationship story, it's just a yokai story, that would be dumb as hell, right?
It's always going to be both.
It's always going to be both.
Right.
And so there's going to need to be a conclusion for the relationship side of the story, and there needs to be a conclusion for the yokai side of the story.
They're going to be mixed.
Yeah, exactly, right? Probably done in parallel.
Yeah.
But which makes me think that separating italicized Hikaru from, the entity, right, is how both will be resolved, right? It's how the relationship thing will be able to have a happy ending, and it's how
we get a happy ending.
Happy ending asterisks in this show's flavor, right? To whatever degree that is.
Right.
And that's also how we then deal with the yokai aspect, right? Because it will still be a yokai aspect. It's not just the yokai wasn't actually a yokai. We'll actually, have fun, and it's just a cool power that Hikaru has, and he's going to be a Power Ranger or something, right? Like, no. It's like that. Well, it's still terrifying murder monster that will need to be, handled.
I want to push back on that, though. I think Hikaru will eventually get more mastery of it. But again, because it's not about him being the problem. It's the idea that we are going into ancient stuff now. We're not going into just, grandparents, Sure. It's no. They took advantage of maybe the
thing that was already there. Yeah.
Well, we're right. The thing that was already there, but they maybe even maybe it's a weird thing to say, but the idea that what the Indos did actually worked, like the idea that but it was quiet before that. Why did the Indos request get special treatment?
Right. Well, yeah, exactly. And
why are they
did
called
get rid
then
of the plague afterwards?
Well, I was gonna say even a potential crazier thing is then we didn't get the answer as to whether that was when they became known as the Indos.
Oh, sure.
So the idea could be that the reason why their request got actually acknowledged was because the Indo line is special and it goes really far back. And they're still called the Indos back in the 1700s because they were still the shrine, guardians and stuff. And so it's...
Yeah, I think that is definitely a possibility. I think the fact that the request was made using the head of the person who also was asking for, the head of the loved one of someone who was asking, they were asking to benefit the person whose head they were offering. That fundamentally feels like a difference in, that could cause a mechanical change. But then also the fact that it's not, this is someone else's head. It's this is the head of the person that I loved, right? And so please, here you go, right? That immediately makes me think that would have more power, right?
Right.
It's the the whole idea in a lot of like fiction of like something freely given versus something taken. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Like the heads of the other people, maybe they were freely given, who knows, you know, but well, we know a lot of them ended up being taken, right?
Well, also the idea that the head offering was something that they thought was a good way to do this to begin with. Like, the idea that he came, like, obviously the wife died of a disease, right?
They already had been doing the head offerings, yeah, and this was a specific one that went.
Right. And this is a specific one that worked when it was a thing that didn't, according to like legend and stuff, work. So I'm thinking that there's something else in the formula that I think is probably bloodline related within the family and stuff. And I think what we're at least what I'm leaning toward is I still think my old theory of an Indo family member became what is now Nonaki. And that's why they're the shrine people.
Sure, and that's why there's the
bloodline.
connection. And
that's why there's the connection and all that. But it's older now. It's basically just, if that's the case, it can't be from the 1700s. It's from, way back
it's
when.
From another couple hundred years
because
back,
a person like Yoshiki was able to see Nonaki's form and drew it in such a way that it ended up in cool, like, art kind of stuff.
Actually, that's a good point. So, that has potential implications. Unless the person has a photographic memory and they just had a really, they were just very easily able to, like, draw what was there, right? Like, they saw it once and then it's done. That seems like they were able to see it over a prolonged period of time while being in a place of safety.
Yes.
Right? Like, they were able to draw it as they saw it to some degree.
Yeah. So, do you want to hear something crazy?
Yeah.
I was like, I know what Gehenna means. I know what it means.
Yeah,
I'm not.
familiar
I've heard it
too,
before,
yeah.
but I don't remember. It's Hebrew for hell.
Oh, nice.
It's a place. It's not really hell in like the Christian sense. It's just a place of torment, misery, and death. And so, the idea that what might actually being confirmed here is it's not that it's not that stuff is actually Nonaki or Hikaru. It's that stuff is the world aspects through the opening that is being created.
With the whole spirit thing of they pass to the other side and
right. So someone could have seen that through an opening into the world,
or they
not
had
actually
the gift or something.
Right. But the idea that that's something that someone could have seen from the openings, not necessarily through Hikaru's opening that he's creating. If that makes sense.
I'm also going to throw out one.
And that ties in with Tanaka's whole thing about that world.
Yep. That's where I was going with it too. One last little wild theory from this episode. So given that it goes back older than the town's whole thing a few hundred years ago in the 1700s, right? But it goes back at least to the 1500s. Then that potentially answers the question of where the company came from, because then it doesn't have to be from the same place as the town.
No.
And so then it totally makes sense that, people in the 1700s find out about some supernatural thing, blah, 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 all this stuff happens. They attribute all this value to it. But how cocky and arrogant are you to think that all of this crazy stuff kind of started with you? Like, to take responsibility.
True,
right?
true.
Like it very much feels like if you have the person who has the savior complex, right? And so everything that happens is their fault because, or whatever, something like that. It's like, no, that's actually really arrogant, right? Like you think all the things that go wrong is because you allowed it to happen. Who are you, God? Right? And so
there's a famine here. Well, we angered clearly one of our 2,000 gods that we have here.
Just fucked up shit happens, right?
Yeah.
And so the idea that, in this case, Nonaki, right? That's just, something that is some fundamental aspect of the world that maybe, other people are privy to in other parts of the world, because if supernatural stuff happens here, it will also happen in other places. Hence Tanaka's whole thing of like going into the apartment in Tokyo or whatever.
Right.
Right. Like that kind of stuff will happen, and so that's where the company comes from.
Sure.
Right. And so then it's just a thing of this is the cloistered town that, because they kept everything so secretive, were able to get the most fucked up but also misguided with it.
Yeah.
Because they weren't allowing other opinions in.
Sure.
Right?
No,
and so
I
now it's going to basically be cracked open, and so all the stank will come out, but also you'll be able to see how things actually work. Right? Like,
yeah. Love it.
yeah.
Love it. And that's where I think you could then end up having Hikaru having some form of, not mastery, but some form of equilibrium with this part of himself.
Okay.
And thus, he's not like going to have a Power Ranger ability or something.
Sure.
But it's where he can then actively open like gateways to that stuff.
Maybe, I think there's definitely going to be more mastery with it, and for what it's worth, I don't know Power Rangers, so I just said that randomly.
I know what
don't
you
think
meant.
They actually
You meant basically a super powered individual.
Right, hero of justice, you know, or
Right,
like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's exciting. That's exciting because that does inform potential scaling of the story going like a bit larger.
Right.
Yeah. But all right, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general. Also, be sure to check out our Twitch channel. See if any of that interests you. We'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.